Hello, good afternoon, guys. Welcome to MK Community Brokers. My name is Mohammed. In this video, I'm gonna go over some of the mental health first aid activity and exercise that you have to do with either adult or youth section. So before I begin, I'm gonna tell you what mental health is. Mental health is basically like for CPR, first aid, CPR for child and infant is something similar like that. Basically, with mental health first aid, you're providing first aid for people that have mental health issues such as anxiety disorder, substance abuse disorder, uh, you know, uh, anything like that. If you think of schizophrenic, whatever abuse disorder they have, this is some mental health for those people that you could temporarily provide first aid to them so that you can help them out whatever you can. So there's a lot of exercise you have to do with an 8-hour course. So in order to become a first aid with mental health, you need to take an 8-hour course. It could be anywhere. If you wherever you live, if they provide it there, you could take it there. After you complete the course, you take a quiz, and you basically become a first aider in adult or youth. They're two different sections. They're two different things. You cannot become both at the same day. They're two different dates. And once you do that, you become a first aid for mental health. They do also look for instructors. So whenever you pass, let's say if you do the 8-hour course, you want to become an instructor. It's a 5-day course. Once you take the 5-day course, you become a mental health instructor. Keep that in mind. So this is the auditory hallucination script. This is the next script to show people that hear voices in their head, their delusions, their hallucinations, and this is a excellent script for a person that is not, that don't have any thoughts like that, to help those people out. So how this thing works is simpler. There's two people sitting at a chair, and there's the third person. They're having a regular conversation, but the third person that's around them will have something like a similar, like a small roll up the paper and actually talk into that person's ear. Like, what are you talking to him or her? Don't trust him or her. Whatever, and you read all that, and that person that's on his ear that's been whispering into him or her will have a hard time understanding a conversation about the other person that's right next to them, and you won't even hear the conversation. So like they would say, like, what's going on? I'm sorry, I didn't know you were talking to me. Something like that, because they're concentrating on that. So this is basically an exercise to teach people that if they have a third voice in their head, or multiple voices in their head, and it's hard to concentrate, and you're basically showing them how people that have the voices in their head hard time basically commingling in their everyday environment. So that's one more exercise. This is another exercise with Kevin Hines. He's on. If you watch him on YouTube, you'll know who he is. He's basically a man that committed tried to commit suicide, but with the grace of God, he actually was able to save himself, and people will save him as well. So this is an exercise where you read, you listen to his story, and he talks about, and you look at the signs and symptoms and impact on daily life, such as the family, school, social event. As you can see, I did some of them as well. For him, he has signs of hallucination. He was seeing and hearing things, and obviously some of his impact on daily life was crying all day. Signs and symptoms are two different things. Signs are something that you can see. Symptoms are something that tells you. So let's say if you go to the doctor, you tell the doctor you have a fever. The doctor won't know until you tell them. So that's a symptom. Anything that you have internally, you won't know. A sign is something you can see. So keep that in mind. A lot of people don't know what the difference between a sign and symptom is. People usually think they're together, but they're not. So keep that in mind. This is another whole mental health first aid, again, second part of it. As you watch this video, look and listen, for example, of algae in Kevin's story. I will explain what algae is. And the second part is, as you watch the video, look for example of where algae can have an impact on Kevin. So this is algae. This is an important event. Just like when you do CPR on an adult, the first thing you do is check for the scene of safety. If the scene is saved, you tell somebody, or you call yourself 911, and then you obviously go from there. This is the same thing with mental health first aid. You assess the risk for suicide or harm. You look for that. You listen non-judgmentally. You don't judge that person. You give reassurance and information. You give reassurance that everything's going all right, and you give information. You encourage appropriate professional help. You tell them, listen, you have to call a professional. You have to do it. Encourage self-help and other support strategies. Helping them out and your other support strategies. So that's where algae comes in. That's what the question was talking about with algae. This is a very important thing to remember. This is the Youth Mental Health First Aid Base. It's offered all over New York City, United States. There are some states that are making their, like some like making their, like mental health mandatory to take in work environments. So keep that in mind. In New York City, it's not a lot of people. A lot of people don't know about mental health. They're trying to make this broad as possible, so more people know about it, more people take it, because there has been a lot of mental health issues on obviously on news channels and on streets. So having to know what to do situation, you can always help them out. So this was provided at Baptist Church. It's provided all over New York City. So if you look at mental health, you register yourself. I'll actually show you another video how to do that. But if you register yourself, you could register and you take either the 8 hours or and the adult, or the 8 hours for the youth, whichever one you feel you're more comfortable with. And once you do with that, you become a certified responder with mental health first aid for adult or youth. Remember, they're two different things. They're not together. With that said, thank you again, guys, for watching this video, and I hope I helped you out, provide you resources and examples. If you guys have any other questions, comment, concern, please comment, subscribe. I'll try my best to help you out as much as I can. If you know anyone that needs help, I can provide you with resources as well. Do have another video that provides you the whole list of resources and how to help those people out if they do need help. You can always check out my channel and look for the resources. With that said, thank you again, guys. And if you guys know anyone that needs help, please comment, in the section. I'll try my best to help you out as much as I can. Well, thank you guys for listening and watching this video, and I hope you guys learned a valuable lesson from it. Thank you.